Alright, hello everyone. I'm gonna call Runlu. We're gonna get right into this game. It's gonna be on hyper random. I'm gonna co-cast with Ornlu, so let's get started. I'll surprise him. Go knock on his door. Hello, Ornlu. How are you doing? Are you dealing with smoke like I am? Wildfires? Oh, nice. I've got to 400s the other day. The last time this was here, I got to the like 600s.
No.
Yeah. Nice scoreboard setup. Oh no, that sounds like they are. Oh, you got to be the wolf going to the market to get the piggies for the family. Let me see. I haven't seen any of it either. I also knocked. Let me know if you got the knocking. Yeah, find the chats. Wait, are we combined? I think we're combined. Check am I good on YouTube too? I think I am. Yes. All right, we're there. Yep, I'm in the game. I'm ready to go. I needed a moment to set up all the like the logo and bot commands and stuff, but I'm good now. There's a handbook. A handbook, Ornlu. Gosh, I'll send you. Let me send you the logo that I just cropped from the handbook. It was the controversial AI one. If you saw the Reddit. Yeah, it's like everyone these days, right? I mean, it's a $600 tournament, so this is the command. Gotcha. And hosted by, I don't think Hadiraja has a Twitch they asked to tag, but I tagged Mandingalingo. I think they're streaming too. Yep. Oh, there. It says to tag Mandingalingo in the handbook, so now we're all good. Oh, we're not getting Ornlu's audio output again. Hold on. I need to change this. My Windows say something now, Ornlu.
Say something now.
Alright, we're good. Yeah, my Windows updated the other day, but that means all my audio settings reset, so I had to fix them. But yes, looks like this is a very clowny wall and boom map. We have a Hunnic horse for both players, even though neither is the Hun, so this is indeed hyper random. We got some gold and stone to the outside, guarded by some wild Bactrian camels with food on them, should they end up scouting out there. Some black bears, I see those in the woods by me.
Indeed. They are all over the place here in America. But what I find most interesting about this map is, one, it's very wallable, but also a pretty short rush distance, as you're kind of boxed in an arena-esque center of the map. But also it's the lack of resources, because there's only 24,500 gold on the map, and a lot of that's locked off by the forest. So both players likely going to have to make significant use of trash units before all that long.
Yeah, also the gold tiles have 373 gold on them. There's one neutral one in the middle of the map, but that's the only neutral one. I think that Ganji actually lucked out in terms of the gold placements that are accessible to him. He's 11.7k compared to the around 9,500 for Terz. So Ganji with gold should be in a better spot.
That is definitely going to be noteworthy. Stone, also a lot of stone in the early game, so you're going to have around 3,000 stone just in your starting area, and that's going to make Koreans very happy. So that's certainly going to be something that Terz needs to take advantage of. Persians. I mean, I did win a game in part yesterday with Power Persian Citadels, but you know, that's still
Also-
only a post-imp thing. Koreans have much more to make use of stone early on.
Yeah. Also, there is a trade workshop for each player, but based on the chat, it doesn't do anything. I get no res from trade workshop right. Terz then jokes saying he gets res, and then Terz confirms it is a scam.
Yeah,
So-
resources aren't going up in small increments like that, so it's just a regular old trade workshop, which its base effect is to not do anything. So
I gotta say though, the trade workshop for Ganji looks so much nicer than the trade workshop for Terz. Ganji's workshop has all those pretty rugs right on top of it, and then Terz's workshop has those bamboo tiles on the side, which are gonna debate you into thinking you're walled when you're not.
yeah. It's also got those like Asian carts, which I don't think those were part of the original one, because I think those were only added with 3 Kingdoms.
No, all of the trade workshop reskins were added with DLCs because there was only one trade workshop, and I think it was Western European.
Yeah, it was just Western Europe.
Yeah, I guess like they cut it from the game, so they never finished the graphics. So they added new workshop graphics. Oh, the bear's
Yeah,
going for an
definitely.
archer. Oh, the archer kills it.
Yeah, archers are going to be fine. Vic City, thank you so much for the 9 months. Happy Twitch, baby, Vic City.
Ooh.
It is good to be back to streaming land, but right now, Ganji not prepared for the hamster-esque aggression here from Terz, who is going to be towering that only gold mine.
Yeah, and we just have skirms though from Ganji. I mean, they're both up to the castle age. And there is any gold? There's gold to the side. Maybe I spoke too soon when I said Ganji had more gold, because the way he walled, he didn't actually secure any of his golds with the walls. And that'll be a nasty tower, but one, Ganji can probably get away with just a workshop and a mangonel right away and push back. Or even maybe a TC on the gold to the side, but yeah, there's the workshop right away, and he's probably going to be going for a mangonel.
I think that would make a lot of sense. Actually, a market before adding in another town center, because he doesn't have any gold income, so no way he can afford a mangonel without a market. So that's going to be buying a little bit more time for Terz. And as we creep closer to the castle age, the chances of that becoming a guard tower and that much more annoying to take down increase here for Ganji. As right now, Terz not at all being punished for his much slower uptime.
Yeah, and Ganji, he's not doing the mangonel yet. If he does, he'd need
Well, he
to
doesn't
be
have the
quick
gold
with it.
income.
Yeah, before that tower comes up. You need a market, right? But he does have the market.
Well, he just finished the market.
Selling stone, and there's the mangonel. Yeah, so the timing to take out the watchtower when it's in the feudal age with less HP will not be there. When it gets the HP boost and the instant guard tower from being Koreans, you imagine Terz just clicks Bodkin right away, and he's gonna go for another guard tower right in front of it. Really secure that gold from mangonels as Ganji slips out over to the side.
Yeah, gonna try and escape, but I mean, all he's got are some skirmishers, and that's kind of the issue with the current meta, is that you're really relying on very cheap units. And although Persians have a very strong economy, in this very low eco setup where you're just rushing up to Castle Age, you don't really have a whole lot going for you. It's going to take time for that Persian eco to really lead to a meaningful difference in terms of army value, because right now, Terz can do so much with so little investment.
Yeah, also, hello, Newerfault. I realized that my chat overlay doesn't display which chat the chats come from. If it's
Oh,
yours or
mine doesn't either. It does show both, though, so that's all that really matters.
I just realized that. Like, how are the people on YouTube gonna know which Twitch chat people are typing in now?
Yeah, I guess so.
Is the flag
What's
on
the
top
flag
of
on
the
top
range? Garrison rate flag.
Yeah.
And they're based on the architecture now.
Yep. Oh, Mangonel is sniped by the guard tower, and that is the classic blunder of just not respecting the damage that a garrisoned guard tower can deal. And right now, you're just stuck making skirmishers as the Persians, and this just does not feel great for Ganji. He's still on 1 TC, and yes, Persians are one of the better 1 TC eco-civs, as I think, yeah, unfortunately, all the hills make it difficult to place the TC. But still, it feels like it's going to be so long before Ganji can even try and do anything useful.
Yeah, I mean, the downside in any game of Age of Empires, but particularly in a game called Hamsters versus Clowns, the Civ with the better skirms is probably the better Civ. We've seen the Koreans with the free armor and the discount on the skirms. easy elite skirm path, and kind of hard for the Persians to deal with that unless their eco kicks in and they get more production.
But that's going to take a really long time to pay off. You have no really direct military bonuses at this stage. And, yeah, I mean, yeah, you're going to need to get some very good mangonel hits. Terz is continuing to constrict the map and prevent Ganji from doing a whole lot. That's why this TCO here on the outside is super important. And it will be giving him access to that all-important gold for now. I'm going to add in some stables, but again, it's going to be so difficult to afford a decent army of cavalry.
Well, he does have the gold on the side. There are no guard towers there yet. If Terz doesn't scout the stables, he might not be prepared for fire lancers or monks or something to counter the knights. I think he's sending the vills. Are they going to scout or mine stone? Ooh, they're just going to mine stone. So this could actually work out for Ganji. He's got the Persian TCs to hold, and then he gets the farming eco going, goes for knights. He might be okay here.
Yeah, it's just going to take more time, but the game is slowing down, and that is going to benefit the Persians. And Ganji's been very diligent about chopping through to the outside, so if he can get to the outside, we'll have access to quite a few more resources. Yeah, there isn't that much gold, but honestly, any bit of gold is helpful right now, and it'll give you a decent amount of stone as well.
Yeah, the dragon trees apparently here have 144 trees, and the pine trees 101, or 101 wood, 144 wood. So a bit harder to chop out than it might at first appear. This is hyper-random, so the resource numbers are all randomized per tile.
But now we're getting to the issue where most of the eco lead here for Ganji is in wood, which almost always doesn't really matter that much unless you're playing a full water map. And right now, it's not like you're really doing all that much. Archer's going to come in, going to try and harass some villagers, going to snipe one, lose an archer along the way. A couple knights are out on the map, but Terz himself is relatively safe at home while all of this is going on.
Yeah, I wonder if Terz adds in a monastery now that he sees the stable. Terz, the tower's at 97%. Just finish it.
Well, the rocket cart is uphill there, I believe, which is why it wasn't destroyed. But now you can't send the mangonels back without themselves getting wrecked. And that was overly ambitious, and that was pretty predictable, and the tower now goes up.
Yep, and still, it's going to be a while before upgrades come in for either player. Feudal archers, no knights, no blacksmith upgrades. Just elite skirms now. Anyway, Terz has to be careful with his archers, Terz. What are you doing? Losing your archers to the elite skirms, Terz.
And now you just have the fire lancers coming out, and it's just such an insane tool for the civs that have them, giving this really good all-around unit, especially against a cavalry civ that don't really need any upgrades to be especially effective. And now I gotta be careful. The two knights are on standby, but as they are not Frank knights, they are basically blind. And the vills are coming forward.
And then, since Terz has scouted that gold, he can tower it. And, well, those knights are going to have to protect everything. There's a lot of vills going for a tower, but maybe just a lot of vills that'll die. He's going to try to go for a safer tower under protection of the first one. And just kind of do the good old 2000s era strategy guide of build your towers in a chain from one side of the map to the other. You ever see that
does
strat?
check out. Yeah, but more importantly right now is it is the Cav Archer switch coming in for Terz, because that's how Age of Empires is played these days. Skirmishers and Cav Archers.
And Fire Lancers.
All you ever need. Yep. That is the world we now live in. A couple knights are going to try and dive bomb the rocket cart. Decent attack round. Remember, the rocket carts do ignore the armor of the knights, which does make them a little bit better against them than for mangonels, but good hits there.
Tower still is denied, but that's going to be just a short-lived denial, as more vills for Terz will finish it. And Terz is taking all of the gold now away from Ganji. If we zoom out, Ganji has no gold access except for the TC he just made in the back. So he is safe in the back, despite the push at the front, and up by 20 vills.
He is up by 20 vills, and that will put him in excellent stead in the long run. But as I was saying earlier, you're just running into the situation where there isn't a whole lot you can do with those extra resources because you're just making generic skirmishers. It really provides you no strong offensive power. Your gold income isn't really doing all that much, and you're not really able to make any of the units that your civ is great with.
And, I mean, just more skirms. I mean, he's really taken hamsters versus clowns to heart by making more skirms. We've got 6, 7 Korean guard towers now here. And the monks. So Terz is doing everything. Monk, Skirm, Fire Lancer.
Yeah, I mean, everything that doesn't really need many resources to be successful, or rather low investment. So he's able to boom on 3 TCs. None of his units cost any food right now, so he can spend all of that food on more villagers and villager income. And he still has this amazing position on the map. He can drop a castle soon, use that to mix in some war wagons or whatever he wants. And right now, it's just, where is Ganji going in this game? It feels like there's not a whole lot he can do for quite a while.
Yeah, not... He has a vill over on the side. Okay, Ornu. He's up by 25 vills. And he says Persian TCs will hold, right? He's not really going to be pushed in the castle age. Terz can drop 1 castle, sure. But he can do his own defensive castle. What if... Now, hear me out. What if he goes to the left side, builds up in this back area, tons and tons of Savaras, goes imp with the Savaras, cuts through the forest, and then rushes Terz's home base with Savaras, like, through the forest?
That sounds like it would take an extremely long time, and you don't really have that much gold left. I mean, you only have, what, another 700 gold left over here. That's going to be enough to get you to Imperial Age,
but
those are
not
fake
much
golds.
Else. You're right. Yeah. They only have 200 gold per tile. That means, like, 3 of them are just about 1 normal gold tile. Okay, never mind. The epic strat to come back is not possible if he doesn't have gold.
Yeah, castle's in over here. Brilliant play by Terz to deny all of these resources from Ganji. No ballistics in yet. Gonna make some war wagons, because why the heck not? They're great at harassing villagers, and they don't care too much about TC fire. And, I mean, it's just, again, what are these villagers worth to you if you can't spend any resources on anything useful?
I think at some point they might be worth more to Terz than Ganji if they die and then contribute to his score. But we see a castle for Ganji. Any chance we see a war elephant?
My hopes are quite low, as your income is not very good as Ganji. He is continuing to get eco upgrades, and that is your big advantage here with the Persians, as you have very strong economy, but right now it's going to mostly be in the form of food and wood, and that is his advantage in terms of resources, is food and wood. But just making some skirmishers is not really the most exciting thing when it comes to trying to get out on the map.
And all the vills ejected from the TC, killed by the castle fire. And the Persian TC will go down. Oh, there's some split skirm micro going on for Ganji in the north as he faces a rocket cart. The rocket cart will struggle to hit the skirms. Ganji's really micro in there. But he's going to do a sneak TC.
But this just feels so inconsequential. Like, okay, some skirms and a rocket cart. Big TC coming up here on the right, and if you want to get to Hussars, you're going to need like 60+ farmers, and again, that's just not how the eco is developing right now, and it's why Ganji just feels so stuck in this game, despite his huge villager advantage and his slight score lead.
Yeah, I mean, maybe there's some room in the back for farmers. If he's not scouted on the side, he could maybe start farming there. He has skirms to deal with war wagons for now. I mean, maybe there's a chance he can hold on and go for those... Maybe even just light cav in late castle age instead of spending all the res on imp because he doesn't have the gold for imp. Oh, that is a nice rocket cart shot on the skirms.
Yeah, that's a real nice hit. But it's just, the Fire Lancers are so cheap to tech into for Koreans, it doesn't really feel like... By the time you get to a good number of light cav, and remember, he has 68 on wood, 10 on food, he doesn't have the eco set up for cavalry whatsoever. It's all lumberjacks. And like, how does he even get to imp without any gold income?
He tries to do a castle to defend himself. He's got 80 on wood. He would need to use the market. As the war wagons come in, and a rocket cart comes in. And the castle should go up. There's too many vills. The rocket cart gets a couple of hits. He's abandoning the castle, going back towards it. He doesn't know what to do.
Good micro there from Ganji. Castle will go up, and that's certainly going to be at least something of a win, and you can sell stone in the short run, indeed, to get up to the next stage. Wood price is going to plummet super fast. But it's again, like, what do you even do with it? I mean, what, you rush up to Imperial Age, you get 1 or 2 trebuchets? You're not really developing an army right now as Ganji.
And he just sold 1,500 wood. And sold 500 stone. He's selling everything just to click up to imp. And he still doesn't have the food for it.
And again, castles are good, but they're so far back that they still don't really apply any pressure to Terz. To go after the guard towers, the trebuchets would have to go so far forward that they would be vulnerable to rocket carts and what have you. And on the other side, there's literally nothing in range of the castle for trebuchets there either. So it's like, again, it's not like trebs are bad, but where are you really going at the moment as our blue player?
Well, he's going to imp. And I think that's got to be it. Trebs. And zoom out. You find a way to protect the trebs. You take out the castle. Start taking out towers. Or maybe you just go forward with the trebs and try to hit Terz's base and try to raid. Maybe like a light cav plus treb could be an option.
He doesn't really have the resources or the infrastructure for that, though, as right now the war wagons do have to be a bit careful. There is ballistics versus no ballistics in favor of Terz, which is, of course, helpful for him. Squire's coming in, some more relevant Fire Lancer upgrades. Definitely feels like some more war wagons, some Fire Lancers, and then some rocket cart support is going to be the ticket when it comes to actually fighting his opponent's army. But in the context of Terz, I wouldn't have hated a 4th TC. Definitely would have liked to seen some more eco upgrades, because you're not likely going to actually finish off this game in Castle Age, and that really is Ganji's only chance.
I think Ganji has a chance. I think if he sends Vils forward and castles the forward TC where Terz has stone, he then has a great spot to deploy trebs, and Terz doesn't really have the army to stop that yet. It's only 4 Fire Lancers. He's outposting, though. He's scouting for it.
Yeah, really love to see that. I mean, the vision for green is excellent, and indeed, the castle attempt will come in. I am extremely dubious about this, though, T-West.
So it's right where it needs to be, though. Let's see if Terz realizes it.
I mean, somebody call Ryan Gosling, because this is Project Hail Mary right here. It's not going to work, T-West.
Rocket cart.
You have nothing to kill rocket carts.
No, he's got the Vils there, right? He's got 23 Vils. This should go up. Might lose Vils. It's a sacrifice, though, he has to make. He can do another forward castle after this. Up here comes a ram, too. Yeah, give him a spot for another forward castle.
I mean, how many castles are you going to be able to make? I mean, again, the rocket carts deny trebuchets. That is, I think, a little optimistic from Terz. Castle was going to go up, and now you're going to lose some stuff that you really didn't want to lose, but I guess you're still applying pressure.
Ganji almost needs murder holes now, just to defend that castle from the rams and the lancers. Yeah, the castle might go down. War elephants won't help against the lancers too much, I guess.
Nope. Fire Lancers, guys, do get anti-elephant bonus damage, so although obviously nowhere near the bonus damage of Halbs, they do get to basically double up their anti-cav attack when it comes to elephants, so they're still quite good against them.
And Lancers can hop in and out of the rams, so they'll just help destroy the castle. Repair builds, too, they'll be safe from the castle fire because the rams will block it. Even more murder holes in, so this castle will go down. And I think that's just about it. As I'm not seeing a way back from Ganji at this point. Unless he somehow has some crazy Imperial Age Treb micro.
Where did the 8k more res collected go? 7k of that extra res collected is in wood, which usually doesn't mean a whole lot, especially when you're having to rebuild infrastructure like Ganji's had to.
And he's been selling the wood,
too. He has less than half the gold collected of his opponent, and he just doesn't have anything good to make, as I've been saying all game.
Yeah, once you get to the point where the resources run out, or the gold runs out, Koreans are still a pretty good trash civ.
Yeah, I mean, both civs are definitely what I would consider to be good trash civs. Imp is now on the way, and this castle is absolutely essential, and it was a little bit, I think, sloppy, shall I say, of Terz to not continue to support this area, because what's happening is that the trebuchets, neither of these trebuchets would be protected by a castle from rocket carts, but there just weren't any rocket carts left over there, so this is giving Ganji that absolutely essential gold income that he's going to need to stay afloat and at least try and get to hand cannons and bombard cannons.
I don't think he's going to be floating, as the castle he has on the right is destroyed, the rams and the fire lancers push in. He'll lose another TC and a bunch of Vils and a Treb there, and Terz is up to Imp. He put it in the forward TC, which maybe it won't matter, but a bit risky.
Yeah, it's, you know, he likes to live life dangerously. And Treb goes down over there to the east. All that's going to be going down, but still, it's an army of mostly skirmishers. I'm not a big fan of honestly, the super ram-heavy play. I feel like rocket carts are really the unit you want in this situation. Rocket cart plus Fire Lancer. But I guess he's worried of eventual bombard cannons, but I don't know. Upsog and Masonry.
Now, there's a problem with skirms now. Ganji with the forward skirms to raid the berries of Terz. Yeah, Upsyung, Imperial Age, and Masonry all in for Terz.
Hate Bosaw. Bosaw is a bad upgrade. No one would ever tell you that Bosaw is a good upgrade.
Yeah, the only time you research it is if you're simultaneously doing crossbow and Botkin.
Why not crossbows? Because you're up
Skirms.
against Koreans, and they can just make cheap skirms or war wagons or more rocket carts, and all of those are good against you.
And even without Bracer, the Fire Lancers are still going to be good against the trash bows if you go trash bow.
It's at least less bad, but yeah, basically. Now, there's a big Vil lead for Terz. He has killed 67 and lost only 22 this game. Captram, Plate Mail Armor, Elite Fire Lancer should be in here in just a moment. You can almost afford it. And right now...
Bosaw, to answer the chat, Bosaw isn't bad. It's actually one of the best things you should ever click. Both players just kind of forgot.
It's a top 3... if you don't count the age ups as upgrades, it's a top 3 upgrade alongside Double Bit Axe and Loom. I think those are pretty close to objectively the 3 best upgrades in the game.
And maybe you want to put Fletching up there too.
Yeah,
but...
so Fletching would probably round out a top 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on the
Alright.
map, maybe Loom isn't important, but we're getting elephants. I think Ganji wins just because he's making elephants.
I mean, I can get behind that notion always.
I think we need an admin
I really
win.
don't. I don't love this though from Terz. Like, why is he messing around with rams and fire lancers when he could just be going for rocket carts and thus playing that range poke style?
Well, the Fire Lancer should be okay against the elephants, right? Maybe not.
Yeah, but the
I
castle's
mean,
here, the hand cannons are here. They're melting them. I don't
Fire
love
Lancers
this.
are going down. Oh, there's a conversion. Both players have an elephant now.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, this is peak right here. Both players with an elephant.
That castle's not going down though, T-West.
It's not. Is Citadel's in? No, it's
No,
not
it's
in.
not.
Imagine less bonus damage here.
I'm telling you, Citadel's is such an underrated upgrade.
Oh, it's
And I'm not just
amazing.
saying that because it won me a game yesterday, but maybe I'm saying it a little bit.
It's not up there with Fletching, but it's a very good
No,
upgrade.
it's not. It is still a very good upgrade indeed. I mean, yeah, the castle's still standing. Ganji's back to collecting stone. Now, the gold income is still going to be very minimal, but it just feels like Terz has wasted so many resources. Now, he still killed the Vils, and the macro hasn't been amazing from Ganji, as I think the idle time, I guess it's lower, but he doesn't really have the TCs. He only has 2 at this point.
You know what might hurt Terz? I don't think he's scouted the part of the map where he can go to the outside. Because if you look at his initial TC, he wasn't next to it like Ganji was. Ganji had a reprieve from the pressure by fleeing into this pocket. Terz doesn't know it's there, and he's going to be missing out on some gold because of it.
It's only 1,500, but you're going to miss out on a lot of stone, especially as Koreans. That's not something you're going to be feeling especially great about. That said, we're back to a skirm war.
Yep.
Nice snipe on the Treb, though, from Ganji, and, you know, eco upgrades are coming in from Terz, and yes, Koreans do this better. Now you're going to try and switch into light cav, but 27 Vils on food, T-West, does not excite me when it comes to light calves.
What? I mean, Ganji, he's working there, right? He is the faster working Persian
Yes.
TCs. He'll get some more TCs, more Vils, more farms. Get to around 60 farmers. You kind of do need against the Korean skirms, though, all of your upgrades. Final armor and Hussar. Man, that's still a ways off for Ganji. He needs a lot of gold for those.
Guys, Ganji, he can't afford regular citadels, so he's getting citadels at home, which is just garrisoning hand cannoneers in your castle. It's the exact same, guys. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
They do add tons and tons of projectiles to the castle,
They do.
as they do to any garrisoned building. One of the best units for adding more projectiles. Not up there with Janissaries and Chukanus, but one of the best.
Yeah, I mean, they're the best non-unique unit for sure.
Yeah, the tier right after those.
Amazing Treb play here from Ganji. 7 kills, and a lot of those are siege weapons on the trebuchets, and Castle's staying alive. I mean, I'm not saying that Citadels wouldn't keep it alive even better, but
you know what? We have a raid, Ornley. We have a raid. Finally, there was a hole by the gold mine that's been there the whole game. We're raiding through.
Those
and Ganji trying to claw his way back into this one. This castle is just not going down at this point. Yes, there's a big blob of skirmishers, but they can't do a whole lot underneath the castle. He's going to swap over from the Fire Lancers into the Pikemen, as the gold income really isn't that great at this point. 3 of the 4 relics are here for Terz, and I don't know if you've noticed this, T-West, but they actually just added... Okay, there's the GG. Ganji realizes he can't push with anything. But they added the relic counter on the resources on the map in Capture Age, which is pretty nice.
What do you mean?
Like, if you click on resources on the map, like right above the name of the map.
Oh, they locked that behind a paywall, so I don't have that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, it tells you how many relics are on the map, which is quite nifty.
Anyway, thank you very much, Sunnyflower, for the sub. Appreciate it.
Oh, yes. Love, love, love to you. And Terz, with his hamstring, takes game number 1, and it just never felt like Ganji could develop a good army.
Felt kind of like the Civs played a role too, but the Persians didn't get to an early eco lead. They got more to a mid-eco lead.
Yeah, maybe with some safer resources that would have been better for Ganji, but it's a low mobility map.
What is the hamstering? It's when you play Arabia and you wall yourself in and make skirms.
Thanks for giving me that command to you, West. Right, we are now no longer ruining Age of Empires again.
Yep, so as my YouTube chat points out, never underestimate the ability of guard towers to stop mangonels. That's what makes the Koreans just so tricky, right? Free guard tower means your mangonels just don't work.
Koreans really went from one of the worst civs in AoE to one of the best.
I went from the only thing you could do is tower rush and hope for the best to being and Fire Lancer civ. Oh, do you see the next map, Bornlu? Do you see the next map?
I do indeed.
It'll be Arena. And what is this civ matchup? It is Burgundians against Tatars. Now, Burgundians I understand, but Tatars? What are they doing on Arena?
What? It's Turks.
The spectator dashboard says Tatars for me.
The in-game spec countdown says Turks for me.
That would make a lot more sense. And the in-game it does say Turks. Hold on.
Oh, the little overlay I have also says Tatars, but I think you get that from the spec dashboard.
Yeah, let me post a bug report here.
Honestly, I think it's a little bit racist to say that Turks and Tatars are the same civ when although they are both Turkic people, you know, the AoE Turks are based off of the Western Anatolian-based Turks, whereas the Tatars are the Central Asian Turks.
Yeah, and in the Age of Kings, if you were going to represent the Tatars, you probably would have used the Mongols.
Yeah. I mean, they never really popped up in Age of Kings or Age of Conquerors.
There was the original Tamerlane campaign from 2000.
Yeah.
Do you remember that one with the Britney Spears music?
Yep. And that also, Tamerlane was a Mangudai, so yeah, I think we can say that they would be Mongols.
Alright, let me just post bug report. Notice this, the dashboard says the civ is Tatars.
Anyways, it is Turks. It makes sense.
Really is the Turks. Alright, yes, it does make sense. Oh, there you go. Right overlay. So, right, Arena. You have two of probably the top Arena civs right now, I'd say so.
Now, interestingly, John Slow doesn't really think that much of Turks.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, at least last time I talked to him, which I guess was a little while ago, but the meta hasn't really changed that much on Arena.
Yeah, they did lose one range on Janissaries a while back, so the Janissary push isn't quite as strong. But they did get an even stronger gold mining bonus. Right?
Yep.
It used to be plus 20%, now it's plus 25%.
I believe it was 15% in Age of
That may have
Kings.
been.
Yeah. Well, you get very, very good gold miners as the Turks. And those faster working gold miners, they almost certainly were trying to help Turks out on open maps where they're very bad. But of course, that also just makes Turks even better on Arena, because sometimes I'm not entirely sure what the hell his team is doing.
I'm not either. But remember, Turks, all the tools you could want. Good castle unit, good early imp, good monk rush in the castle age at least, good light cav. And go extra range bombard cannon and bombard towers in imp to deal with siege. Maybe the only downside is if it gets to a trash war, they have spears and skirms from the feudal age that can't be upgraded, but they do upgrade hussars.
Yes, they do. And Turks have historically been a very good arena civ. They're not 1800 HP walls, though. Burgundians, meanwhile, I mean, it's like the most, ironically, it's the hamsteriest arena civ. Like, every single game, Burgundians will go 26 pop light cav into boom. Like, they are the single best civ at executing that exact meta. And even with the relic nerf, they do have their, actually, no, they didn't get that put through with the eco upgrades, getting an additional discount. Okay, so it's just a small nerf. Burgundians are still top tier on close maps, in general.
Yeah, I have no idea what the actual balance is sometimes.
Me neither, man.
So, sometimes ideas take so long to get into the game that I think they're in there, but they're really not.
Yep. Well, it's like, you know, we hear an idea that's proposed, and then it may or may not be put into the game in 5 to 6 months.
Yes.
So
and if it's a
bit
good
tricky.
idea, sometimes you might just think it's there, but then it doesn't happen. And you're like, what? And if it's a bad idea, it's guaranteed to be there, and you're like, what?
Yep. Oh, man. Regardless, you know, having played quite a bit of Arena these days, I gotta say, Burgundians really prefer a matchup where you can boom. It feels like this isn't a matchup where you can just go 26 pop light cav and be on your merry way. You're likely going to be dealing with something much more aggressive from Terz, which means that Burgundians are going to be a little bit out of their element, because although they're not the worst civ ever to play on a low eco situation, that's not really where they shine.
Yeah, I mean, they can do a pretty good 1TC imp in reaction to a forward castle, because they have a really good eco for it from all the early upgrades, and you're going up pretty slowly too, so you're kind of set up for it. But that's usually not what they want to play. They usually prefer just to play into that scouts fight for relics situation. I still feel that composition-wise, it's hard to deal with the Turks, pretty much no matter what civ you are.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, if Burgundians win this game, it's just through economic muscle. I mean, they have like an okay army, but Turks are absolutely deadly at range, and Burgundians, they kind of want to make, well, melee cav or hand cannoneers and bombard cannons, and none of those things are especially great against cav archers, especially super good cav archers like the Turks. Janissaries don't really have much of a role in the game anymore past like super aggressive castle drop plays, which is unfortunate. But really, it's going to be the cav archers as the game goes on. That's a real issue.
Yeah, second lumber camp for Ganji, so that's a slower build. If we'll look at the lumber camps from Terz, he has 6 fills on one lumber camp. Looks like this will be maybe a more aggressive one lumber camp build then. Maybe a 25 pop up. He goes to gold now. She is.
I see 3 farms. 3 farms plus 1 lumber camp already leads me to think that we're not really trying to maximize our wood income, so we're going to be doing something that is a 1 TC play, and then we're going to be going up on 25 pop here indeed.
Alright, yeah, so that's probably a bit too quick to do a stable and scouts into light cav. Could be a castle eventually. Could be monks. Could just be a straight boom. Oh, there's a forward Vil, though. Oh, he's doing a barracks. Maybe it will just be stable. Maybe I'm wrong.
We don't normally see so few villagers on wood, but I mean, like 6 vills on wood and 3 farms is kind of a lot for a civ that doesn't really have much in the way of an early eco bonus.
Yeah. Because the Turks, their eco bonus is gold, but that doesn't matter much if you only have 2 vills on gold to click up to the castle age. That doesn't help the scout play at all.
I mean, you need 2 vills on gold anyway, so it doesn't actually change any dynamic at all.
Oh, and the Polder of Gloom figuring out that Ornlu didn't retire. He didn't die from
I was gone
bad
5
air quality
days.
either.
It's not like I was gone 5 months.
Well, thank you for subbing to Ornlu.
Yeah.
Enjoying the beauty, glory, and majesty of Ornlu Wolf and friends.
Hazır. Efendim?
It's not like 5 months. Oh,
Might as well
no.
have been 5 years.
Yeah. Well, meanwhile, Barracks from Ganji, he's actually going 27 pop. Oh, okay, this is different. I think he is thinking that his opponent is going for a castle drop. Look, there's 5 Dark Age farms to West,
Yep.
27 pop up, 5 on gold.
This is a build from Ganji. Yeah, Ganji also has some creative builds. He's a thinker when it comes to his build orders. When it comes to Rage Forest, he has like spreadsheets set up for timings and numbers that every civ should hit, with and without fish. So I'm sure he's there
Would you
on
call
Arena.
it a spreadsheet build?
That's more than a spreadsheet. It's a work of art.
Okay, so this is like a variation on a standard light cap play. So it's kind of interesting, and I mean these guys are definitely very smart players. Like 3 Dark Age farms, 1 lumber camp. Now we're gonna have 6 vills on gold. He's probably just gonna use the market to buy resources in the short run, and just gonna go for a little bit more quick of a light cav build.
Yeah, I mean Turks, they do save by not needing to do the light cav. So they do have a nice timing for it if you want to then get out of monastery and make monks. But you're relying on that timing. And maybe Terz is thinking, I'll get 2 relics with an early timing and not invest more into this and then just boom. And try to hope the Turks can hold late game.
Yeah, these are actually really interesting builds from both players.
And remember, Ganji is also a monk rusher. But he's going for the Flemish militia. I think there's a chance he goes Flemish militia and maybe forward monasteries, but you need to send the Vils forward pretty soon.
No, I think the Flemish militia are just for taking map control. Helps against the instant light cav. You still have the discounted light cav as Burgundian, so that's still really helpful. It's a cheap unit. It trains fast. It's very meta for Burgundians these days to play this exact style. Now, the eco distribution is a little bit different than what you'd normally see. The Dark Age build isn't, again, the traditional version, but it looks like it's going to be getting to the same thing.
Yeah, and an Arctic Wolf will attack that Flemish militia. There are tons of wolves in the middle on Arena, which is a bit weird because they don't attack scouts or monks, which are the 2 units that just naturally are in the middle anyway. Makes it a bit less aggressive sending Vils forward by themselves.
And it also is really annoying when you send a spearman forward and they just aggro the wolf and then they get easily sniped by the opponent's scout cavalry.
Yeah, it's one of those things you pay attention to when you see an enemy spear. You try to run near the wolves so the wolf attacks the spear for you.
Because although spearmen do kill wolves, it eats a lot of HP off the spearman and can make it very easy to snipe.
Oh, speaking of sniping, there's 1 militia down. That was a great snipe by those light cav from Terz.
Well done indeed. Got another scout on the way, monastery as well, but it's a pretty slow uptime from Ganji. He's got a lot of vills on gold as well. The reason he's doing this is because the Flemish militia cost gold, so you kind of need gold for the monks and the Flemish militia. That said, you've really lost a lot of Z momentum. Still, Flemish militia does a lot of damage.
Yeah, that does. I thought Terz had some good micro at the start, but then maybe overstayed his welcome near that militia.
Yeah.
And 3 TCs from Ganji, 1, 2, 3 with a monastery. So he's thinking, okay, I've got my militia out. I can pick up relics. Terz is going to heal light cav and try to get relics of his own.
So, for all of the theory crafting we were doing at the start of this game, it's going to end up playing like a pretty darn meta game of Arena. Turks, you might think of them as like the aggressive fast imp civ, which they can do, but you can just play them as a regular old civ anyway. They still have good solid light cav play. The big issue is going to be the economy. You're already ahead by 700 or so resources here as Ganji, and that will likely continue in the not too distant future as we have more eco upgrades coming in.
The thing about Turks is I think they're always really tricky to play, in that if you correctly read the game and you have strong options to deal with pretty much everything, but they're not as straightforward just to sit back and then boom, because your imp composition isn't simply power units that overrun your opponent. You have to be careful about using the range from your bombard cannon and all of your gunpowder units properly, and you can't just get overrun by someone who outbooms you, as Ganji's trying to do here with the faster TCs added and with more res collected so far, even though he's a bit down in Vils.
Yeah, I mean, he's on his 3 TCs now. 3rd TC going to come in right next to the monastery here for Terz. Going to get that nice aura boost of his fortified church, even though he's not Georgians.
So what do you think of these eco upgrades from Terz? He did heavy plow without bowsaw.
Well, I mean, it's just about timing when all the farms are coming down. Honestly, oh, nice snipe there on the monk. These days, I feel like you always get the wood upgrades first because farm upgrades now retroactively apply to newly built farms.
Yeah, I can understand like heavy plow before throwing down farms before, but now you don't really get punished for doing the farms first, so might as well just do wood first. That's my thinking, at least.
Yeah.
And I mean, the prices, yeah, there's a slight difference in pricing, but it's 25 food, 25 wood. You're not really thinking of resetting your eco either way to pick one over the other.
Exactly. How things are progressing in this game, though, is that Ganji will be coming in with 2 relics nice and quickly. He does need to get, I think, at least 3 relics to be happy with how this game is going so far, because he's invested a fair bit more into map control. Yes, you get Light Cav and Husbandry at a discount, but he still invested in those upgrades. He invested in the Flemish Militia. Now he's even grabbing Sanctity as well, so he really wants to get those relics for Burgundians even after the nerf.
He just ran outside with 2 monks, and both of them got sniped off by Terz. Great awareness from Terz. And the militia will force the light cap back, but back in a position where they can just run to the walls and heal. Yeah, so you see Terz doing here with the monks and the light cav. Basically, how you meta play on Arena. Light cav don't want to fight in front of the wall by the monk where they get converted, so the monk gives you a safe area to run back to and then heal.
Yeah, there will be that one counter snipe, and it's kind of an odd situation because on the one hand, the KD looks great so far for Terz, and it is. But Ganji's getting the relics, and the whole point of this dance in the first place is to get the relics. So if you can deny that from your opponent, which is exactly what's happening at the moment, you can still be relatively happy with how things are going. The Vil counts are even, but the eco upgrades are superior for Ganji. Although Terz isn't slacking in that either.
He's doing handcart, which will be nice. He's still forgotten about bowsaw.
Yeah, that's not an upgrade you want to forget.
Ganji could still do handcart. Could even do 2-man saw. Or crop rotation. He has Burgundians in the Castle Age.
I don't know if that's ever worthwhile. I mean, I do it because it's like, I mean, the bonus is right there, TOS. How could you not do it? But I don't know if that's like actually good.
I think it's 100% worthwhile.
But it delays your imp time a lot.
Oh, Haranara, that's true. What if the bow saw was the weapon used by villagers in that patch where they could chop the trees for food? The bow was the saw.
Yeah. Well, look at this, guys. Terz gonna live up to that hamster-esque reputation. He's gonna rush the university for a second building. He wants a quick imp time on a low eco, so all about the timing here. His economy isn't that great.
The same for Ganji.
Oh, I mean, this is the meta these days.
Yeah. And I mean, if you're thinking about good early imp civs, The Turks are right at the top of the list with the instant chemistry and the free Hussar upgrade. But the Burgundians no slouch themselves with the cheap stable upgrades and the extra
And
strong
Cavalier.
hand cannoneers and Cavalier.
Yeah,
Right now,
I mean,
Ganji has
again,
map control and more res.
Ganji's still the one who's been collecting relics. Terz has made all of this investment into map control for not getting anything out of it whatsoever. He's got no forward presence, he's still stuck at home, and he's got no relics. So it's like, what's the point? I mean, I guess, you're thinking, well, my opponent is also investing those resources, but Burgundians have more resources anyway, so they don't really care about doing that.
Yeah, and chat asking that's Bohemians, not Burgundians who get chemistry before Imp. Burgundians got to do it once they get to the Imperial Age.
Well, I mean, you can just go with the Siege Workshop and push with bombard
camels.
cannons, and yeah, like that's not really an issue for the Turks, but like a low-ish eco, fast-ish Imp with camels.
Interesting.
And now the range is...
Cav
This is
archers,
just-
then. Or not going to be skirms, they're only feudal skirms, so that'd be cav archers then.
It could be hand cannons as well. That's also going to be good for Turks, but yeah, I mean, basically Turks always want to get to heavy cav archers. Now we got a bunch of barracks coming in. You're going to make more Flemish militia. That's not going to be an issue. It's 4 TCs at the moment, Loom coming in. But with no castle, there's nothing to really anchor this push. And now it's just going to come down to Ganji to make the necessary tech switch, which he is, of course, doing.
Yeah, so it looks like this should be a second relic for Terz. The camels have been great against all these light cav.
Yeah.
And immediate chemistry from Ganji. So now we get to see no cav archery yet, so I guess it will be the hand cannoneers.
And
the
Flemish
eco's
militia
more
don't
set
need
up
any
for them.
upgrades, remember. So
Well, neither do hand
they're already
cannoneers.
there.
And the Turk hand cannoneers, they're trained faster, and they get extra hit points. And they get free
They
chemistry.
do need house space to train, though, and that's a big issue for Terz, because right now, Ganji is sort of underestimating the amount of units that are going to be coming at him, but it's kind of slowing down a little bit. He's probably fine.
I don't see Terz doing like a bunch of panic houses. Oh, there we are, at the front of his base. Yeah, he needs
Yeah,
houses. Okay, now he's panicking with the houses.
Yeah, still 0 stone income. It's a little odd because you would think that Turks would want to play this till post-imp, right? Just get to your death ball and then eventually just whittle down Burgundians. But Terz is trying to win this fast. It's kind of like the exact opposite with how you'd think it'd play out, actually.
Yeah. And the hand cannoneers are kind of tricky because Burgundians 25% extra attack, but the gunpowder units for the Turks then get 25% extra hit points.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want hand cannoneers right now as Ganji. You just want to get to skirmishers and Flemish militia and then just get up to 200 population much, much faster than your opponent. You do love to see how Terz is applying pressure right to that Siege Workshop. Very, very important right there. Would honestly love to see a quick conscription come out because you just really, I think, want to leverage that, just spamming as many units as quickly as possible here, as Heavy Camel is almost in, and that cannon is denied.
Heavy camel, the cannon getting some shots in on the Flemish militia too from the
That's
back,
awful.
but the hand cannoneer is a horrible fight for Ganji.
That's
Horrible
awful.
fight for Ganji. And now the Turks can do Turk things. And showing maybe the versatility of their unit composition. They're not simply a fast and gunpowder save, they can make camels too.
They can, and it's a very odd play here from Ganji. He just didn't have enough army fast enough. You're Burgundians. There's no way that you should be getting out-tempoed by Turks on a 3 TC boom situation, but that's exactly the case. Ganji was even up to Imperial Age faster, but it was just completely thrown off by the camels, which, to be fair, that's what they were trying to do. And no stone, no problem. Terz has all of these forward buildings. Camels are even still running around the back of Ganji's base, and this is looking terrible here for our Swedish player.
Yeah, that it is. More cannon attacking the castle on the west. For a fourth cannon out, and those Turk cannon are so tanky. Trebuchet defending against cannon is not the situation you want to be in. Can it get a one-shot here? Nope, Terz is dodging. And Terz is trying to go up 2-0 here.
Sure is, and Terz is the hamster. He shouldn't be losing Arena.
Is he the
Or
hamster?
he shouldn't be winning Arena, the other way around.
He strikes me as more of a clown, though. I don't know.
But in this particular matchup, he is the hamster.
That's true. Ganji's definitely a clown.
Yeah.
Also, the cannon
anyway,
survived a Treb shot. 2 HP left. That's crazy, the Turk HP.
Yeah, that's just the Turk bonus right there. Remember that Trebs do deal pierce damage, so the 5 pierce armor there actually means you survive with 95 HP. Well,
Yep, I think it has to be a
94
missed
HP.
shot that you survive. But yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, if the shot is intended for another cannon, misses, and hits the Turk cannon, then it'll survive.
Anyway, 50 HP on these hand cannoneers. Of course, nice HP boost for the Turks. And right now, you just don't have the oomph to put through here as Ganji at around half the KD of his opponent. He's only 500 resources ahead. It's really not that impressive.
But he does have skirms.
It might be enough to keep him alive, though.
I mean, he does have skirms, Ornley. Let's not underestimate that.
That's true.
They are the best unit in the game, and the Turks cannot upgrade to elite skirm.
Yes, damage is always halved on the collateral hit, except for Rambai, but that's their whole gimmick.
Yeah. Or initially their gimmick was that they had a high attack but low accuracy, but then they were never able to balance it. So they're just like, meh, it'll be 100% if they miss.
But then they lowered their attack.
Yeah.
I mean, I like a Rambai right now. They feel like a cool unit.
Yeah, they feel pretty good. They don't destroy your buildings anymore with their darts.
That is all. That's very much for the best. Anyway, Ganji, a lot of idle TC time. Again, his eco feels like it should be better than it is. So that's not ideal. But in essence, he's still going to hit 200 population before his opponent, and that's really the most important thing for him.
They did melee damage at some point?
They did
a
not.
Rambai? I don't think so.
Nope.
It might have felt like they did, but...
No, they always did pierce damage. Oh, gotta be careful of those stacked up bombard cannons. Of course, the Turk army still very powerful. Double blacksmith here for Terz. Only 3 TCs for him, but his macro's been very good.
Yeah, Cavalier swap for Ganji, but there are still camels out on the field. I guess what he's hoping here is that the militia take a fight against the camels, then he can make a swap to the Cavaliers.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so long you can afford this double gold army composition and feel especially great about it, especially as the Turks. I mean, that's a lot of dead units, T-West. Holy cow!
Oh, the cannon are going down. There's still some hand cannoneers there. But this is maybe the long-term impact of going camels. They're not good against the Flemish militia. They're not great against the skirms. And I still think the better composition for Turks is just the good old Sipahi Cav Archer Hussar in the long run. But everything Terz did was not working towards that.
Well, yeah, I mean, Terz was basically trying to end the game in early Imperial Age, and he became very, very close. The issue was that he didn't have the map control, as, you know, he did a fair amount of investment, but it just didn't really get him all that much. The 2 relics for him came in much later, and now he's in a terrible position. Huge population lead to Ganji. Ganji can make his own switch into Paladins. He's getting his own bombard cannons out, and it's like you're not really able to play with the strength of the Turks at the moment.
No, those Vils on the gold are going to go down to the skirms. That's going to mean no more gold. Remember, because you're the Turks and you mine gold faster, that means you've mined all the gold in the back of your base by now. Only 800 left for Terz, and then he's at basically just Hussar production.
Yep. And you do have more blacksmith upgrades coming in here for Terz. And I mean, again, he's making that switch that he wants to eventually, but he's only on 103 Vils right now. Terz has actually lost 26 Vils. That is not insignificant.
Yeah.
And all of that forward infrastructure is being destroyed, and this is just not this is the game state that Burgundians want, just flooding in units and constantly taking fights.
Yeah, as Louis the Nobody asked, I went to go grab a drink, and Ganji was super dead and dying to camel hand cannon, but then Ganji made the skirm. He made the best unit in the game.
Was just able to out-muscle his opponent. He was having enough production right there. And honestly, Terz took some very poor fights with the camels attacking the Flemish militia, and then the skirmishers attacking the hand cannoneers. And obviously, you want the opposite of that.
We're going to have paladins, Ornlu. We're going to have paladins. Now the gold has run out, so the camels run out. And it'll be paladin time.
Yeah, gold collected is still even between the 2 players, but because Ganji's been making skirmishers and Flemish militia, he hasn't really spent all that much, and now he's got the map control to boot. So this is going to be working just fine for him, as Terz has just spent so much of that gold that he mined quickly, as you were saying.
And now Terz can't clean up anything in his base. He doesn't have the units for it. He's trying to bring everything back, trying to garrison the TCs. But man, he's down to 79 vills, and this is not a nice economy for him anymore.
Nah, these units are very expendable for Ganji. They're out there getting the damage done they need to. 61 villagers killed. That's quite nice. You're making the switch into halbs. Of course, you still want the trash unit eventually. You've got the bombards, you got the trebuchets, and you've got the soon-to-be paladins. Honestly, I wouldn't have hated Custolier because they're so gold efficient in the long run, but, you know, it's not that big of a deal. Ooh, this is nice here for Terz, though.
He's trying to get to cav archers, but they're still not heavy cav archers. And he needs to finish that castle if he does want to do Sipahi for the HP. He's trying to stabilize now.
Yeah, plate barding armor coming in, though, and you just don't have the resources to get back into camels. I mean, you're making some, and, I mean, eight heavy camels are not bad. And I would have loved to have seen Burgundian Vineyards come in a while ago for Ganji, as that's one way to really help stretch yourself out as the Burgundians. But right now, the units are continuing to go forward, and I gotta say, T-West, it feels like you either want to go super aggressive or super passive with Turks in this matchup. Like, either play to just kill your opponent before the eco boom comes in, or you survive that timing from Burgundians and then just get to cannons and cav archers.
Yeah,
Terz did neither.
What do you think it went wrong for Terz here? I think maybe it was the heavy camel upgrade. Maybe instead of heavy camel, he needed to start investing into cav archers.
Well, he tried to take the early map control with the camels, but then he wanted hand cannons to deal with the infantry, but that also opened it up to the skirmisher play. But again, I just don't know why you would be trying to go super aggressive on 3 TCs with Turks. Like, that's just not where their army composition is at its best.
Yeah, I mean, you can go for a low eco approach kind of for cav archers, but you can't do 3 or 4 different units when you're up that fast.
No, and that's where Burgundians are going to be thriving, is, you know, their units by comparison are so cheap. Ganji's timing was also very good. He was actually also a little late to Imperial Age due to the not having the university, and Terz is going to tap out, and Ganji going to tie us right back up.
Yeah, so 1-1, Ganji felt like he was maybe dead early on, but holds on. Terz had the better KD at the end. You can see the moment in early Imp where Terz caught Ganji off guard. That transition with the camels, took a good early fight and tried to push, destroyed some castles, but just couldn't maintain the push. I mean, it's not like Ganji's eco was all that much better either. Simply the skirmisher.
Quite good.
Yeah, the skirmisher unit composition is super strong.
Well, we're looking at around 50% more units made this game by Ganji, and that is not at all insignificant. He didn't make any expensive units except for a few siege units. Terz making hand cannons, camels, and cav archers. Like, that is just too much, man.
That's how you play AoE 2 sometimes. You make the cheap units.
Yep.
Ooh, okay. Ornu, and do you know what the next map is?
Arabia?
Close.
Yeah, Land Madness, yeah.
Land Madness. We'll see what version of Land Madness it is, if it has the wall around the outside or not. Or the rock around the outside, I mean.
That will quite possibly be a big difference maker, but the civs make sense. We're a minute 35 left, and this has been quite the series so far. We're an hour and a half into the stream, at least for me. And only 2 games in so far.
I feel like for Terz's approach to work, he had to cherish each unit like his own children. The moment he lost a camel ball, things fell apart.
But camels inherently don't have the best life expectancy as, you know, basically any melee unit that isn't an elephant doesn't. But you just can't sustain that with a 3TC eco with only like 70 to 80 villagers.
I thought you were gonna like go into a like nature documentary and talk about the expected life of camels. Oh, now I gotta look that up.
I'm no expert on that.
I gotta look that up. How long do camels typically live.
Camels don't work versus Ellies. Well, Gurjara camels work versus Ellies. They actually obliterate elephants, but no other civ does.
Oh, I'm getting 40 plus years for camels. That's quite long.
I guess it's like a horse then, right? Isn't that around the lifespan of a horse?
Typical horse lifespan. I think that's longer. I think horses are more like 20s usually.
The more you learn.
Okay, I'm seeing horse racing websites that say 25 to 30 years usually. Some longer, up to 35.
Indeed, the Burgungans were very powerful there. But we are here now, and it will be on Land Madness, and this version of Land Madness look pretty normal to the latter version.
Yeah, pretty much. Terz is gonna struggle for wood. Like,
yeah, his
time
map's really bad.
Ganji, I think, has a much better map. I mean, his golds are forward. Terz can sneak to the corner for gold and deer. So Land Madness, the start has only one boar. Gotta make sure you find it. They usually are berries under the TC. This map, apparently, they're a tile away from the TC. Guess it doesn't matter too much. Makes it maybe easier to lure the boar.
Yeah, I mean, this seems very similar to the latter one, except the wood lines are even smaller. I mean, it feels like every map these days is just like, let's see how tiny we can make the wood lines. I mean, you're at not even 80 trees.
Do you know how many trees were in typical woodlines on Arabia in AOC?
Like 120?
Yep, 120.
Yep.
There are also small woodlines, but the normal ones were 120.
Yeah, I think that made things feel a bit more natural.
You think these woodlines are unnatural the way they're square and surrounded by rock?
Yes, I do.
At least it's not the old ice terrain.
Oh, that was part of the charm of the map, is that it looked so bizarre.
Yeah,
I mean, it's called Land Madness, right?
Yeah, and in the chat, have you guys been around long enough that you had Land Madness with ice terrain in it? Oh man, that was a map.
It was only bamboo. It was ice and only bamboo.
Did you have small trees in AOC? Yeah, you had small trees in AOC.
Yeah.
There were mods. There was the Voobly Mod Center.
And Small Trees is one of the earliest mods added to Age of Empires, if I recall correctly.
Yep. Under a different name.
Yeah. A name that we can't really say anymore.
Ooh, I think Terz may have missed his boar. It's right in that unscouted area. Oh, no, it wandered in. You'll see it.
Okay. He's Byzantines, TOS. He'll see it with the Feudal Age and Freetown Watch.
You'll see it when he gets to the Castle Age with Freetown Patrol.
Yeah. Yes. Small trees and the grid and the circles are all official options now.
Yeah. Actually, the Small Trees mod, last I checked, was no longer updated since there's an in-game option. And I don't know why they stopped updating it, because literally all they have to do is copy and paste the files from the in-game option to the mod, and it'd be the same thing. But they stopped updating it.
Yeah, no idea why.
Which is silly, because it's like, I think, if not the most subscribed mod, the second most subscribed after the ES custom maps, which I think is just auto-subscribed.
Yeah, it is.
If it's identical, why would they update it? Because if they stop updating it, then it's not identical. Because when they add the new DLC trees, and people who have the mod on instead of the options menu are just going to be surprised when they get the DLC and then the trees are big. There's some
I think
they
might just be assuming that people just use the in-game setting and don't really use the mod center. So they can't just do small patches? Yes, that seems to be an issue right now. I don't think anybody in the community who doesn't work for FE/World's Edge knows why
they should fire the PM. Well, the head of World's Edge just accepted the voluntary retirement practice at the start of the fiscal year when the layoffs occurred. So you may have
Will?
gotten your wish. Yeah.
Wait, Will is retiring?
No, not Will. That's Ernest who's retiring. Or
Oh,
who
yeah.
has retired now officially.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so no idea what's going on with that.
Yeah.
That's
I
it.
think things would explode if Will were gone.
Yeah. That would not be good. At least not unless there was somebody that I would trust more than Will and replaced him. But as for this game, it's a normal Land Madness game. We got some normal Land Madness-y civs. Byzantine's going to be feeling perfectly fine in an extended feudal age game. So are Khmer. Probably just going to be scouts and trash units.
Yeah. Oh, also, not only did Terz fail to find that boar earlier, he also failed to find 2 of his geese. They're just out there honking in the darkness. He doesn't see them.
Well, that's because you end up doing a lot more deer pushing on this map than on regular maps.
Yep, because of that one boar and the extra deer floating around, you gotta go push them. They're usually pretty straightforward pushes with how regular and square the wood lines are, but far nevertheless.
Yeah, it's a time investment that you don't normally want to make, so that does hinder your scouting just a little bit. That said, Terz is going to be fine in the short run. He's got his 2 wood lines in. And again, this is exactly what you would expect with these 2 civs. Khmer opening up quickly, adding in an early stable, but Byzantines going up a little bit later and just playing defensive with trash units.
Yep, and there is a range from Terz. So, Skirm Spear against Scouts. Now, this isn't the old school Tato farms before the mill build, but it is going to be a mill without horse collar initially for the farms.
Yeah, I just got 6 villagers on those forage bushes at the moment. Double Bidax just now coming in here for Terz. He's actually making an archer first. So no early fletching available to him because now you don't have the gold for that upgrade. And he's also getting a little bit housed. So not the cleanest play so far from Terz.
So Scout picked off. That spear will chase the other scouts away. Twitch is interfering with your browser hotkeys. My apologies. You can watch on YouTube if you want. Maybe that interferes less. Oh, the lane.
Horse collar coming in quickly as well. So this is basically what you want to do with this build as Byzantines. You have the double lumber camp, you play defensively, you get an early horse collar upgrade, and you really lean into those cheap trash units, saving you wood and food so that you can expand your economy, and it helps you better keep up with civs that have an actual eco bonus like Khmer.
Yeah, and now those 2 geese will be lamed, so Ganji will bring him back to his base. And I think Terz is maybe struggling a bit with the eco here. Byzantines are a very tricky Land Madness civ to play without the eco bonus. And so far, all the pressure is on his side of the map.
Well, it's just sort of how you resign yourself to playing as Byzantines. You just have to play defensive, otherwise you're playing a generic civ, which you don't want to be doing against a civ like Khmer, whose eco is fantastic. No horse collar for Ganji, pretty normal stuff these days. And with Khmer, you're up against a civ that's making plenty of spearmen. You either have to just be full walled yourself and then try and go for a quick uptime, or you add in an early archery range to give units to help deal with spearmen. And obviously, this is Land Madness, so Ganji will add the quick archery range.
Yeah, and, well, archery range into skirms. You need something to do with the spears. And if you get really heavy into skirms, one thing the Byzantines can struggle with is scorpions.
Yeah, you don't really make a ton of heavy cavalry. At least not most of the time as Byzantines, so that plus mediocre siege isn't like the best combo ever.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
what
depends
Ganji's going to
on...
want to do is really stretch out the game.
Yeah, it depends on how it goes. If you're Byzantines, you usually want to get into camel skirm. The camels don't really pick off scorpions all that well either.
Yeah, it's a tricky matchup, and Byzantines just have their own distinct playstyle that you really need to lean into. Terz, though, thinks that with his cheap skirmishers and spearmen, that is going to be enough to cross the map and start to threaten the base of Ganji, sort of try and do something to make his eco more inefficient. Of course, well, scouts are much faster than those units, and now this is a bit of an issue.
Okay, the scouts are in. There are 9 scouts here. Part of me wouldn't have minded double stable scouts here from Ganji.
But then I feel like that just opens you up so much to spearmen. And hello, Bullet.
And perhaps even more
I
to
think I ran
camels.
into Bullet on ladder not that long ago.
Oh, hello, Bullet.
Oh boy.
Tower for Terz. It'll be his one tower on the small wood line.
That's a sad tower.
Yeah, I mean, I think the other wood line would have been a better tower spot just for longevity of the wood.
I guess that is what was getting pressured in the here and now, but at the moment, it's just really... Wait, hold on. Does Terz... Terz didn't scout the other side of the map, T-West! Oh,
he doesn't know where he is. He was pushing deer.
The gate was open for a second. Oh, jeez, this is such a mess.
Yeah, now the tower needs to be on the wood line where there are more vills and more wood. And Terz is just gonna run into the TC and Titanic on the other side.
Oh, jeez.
And part of his army was scouting, didn't see Ganji. That'll come back to try to fight the scouts and the skirms. But now, honestly, the thing I would love about the double stable scouts play from Ganji right now is the fact that Terz has no gold access. So even if he somehow were to get to the castle age, he wouldn't have camels. So I think you just run around with scouts that can hit walls pretty well. And if Terz just adds more spears, I don't think you really care about spears. He has some skirms there already.
When you're smurf, yeah, get smurfed all the time, man.
And then they get smurfed.
Boy. Spearmen are here, but the spearmen not quite in sufficient number. And the issue with this army composition right now for Terz is that the spearmen can't force an engagement onto the scout cavalry. So what's going to happen is that the skirmishers are just going to keep on poking away at the spearmen until eventually there's few enough of them that you just take the big fight, which might be what's happening.
I think Ganji could just take that fight because the spears are super low. Let some reinforcements get there.
But that's why the skirmishers are so important, and why I think that if you do go for a double stable, it would have to be after adding in the archery range. Otherwise, you just die to a million spearmen.
Now, it's more skirms now for Ganji, but the one thing I don't like is getting to a skirm war with the Byzantines. They're so cheap, but Ganji's up to the next stage. And once he gets up, he can do knights, scorpions, whatever he wants.
All right, Khmer longswordsman it is. They beat spearmen and skirmishers, T-West.
Honestly, longswordsmen don't beat skirmishers.
They don't. I mean, they're supposed to, but they don't.
I mean, there's no squires and no gambesons for the Khmer, so actually they would die hard to the skirms.
Like, I mean, really Khmer have literally some of the worst swordsmen in the entire game.
I have won games with Khmer two-handed swordsmen before, Ornley. Don't diss them that much.
They're still pretty bad. Yeah, I mean, Terz literally hasn't gathered gold yet. It's a huge issue for him right now. Ganji's eco is getting better and better, even with only one villager kill, and that was a very late villager kill, but it's all about forcing your opponent to play defensive and messing up their economy and economic efficiency, and that's exactly what's been going on. 2 stables now here for Ganji, and it's just his villagers haven't been under any threat.
Yeah, and he's trying to push into that wood line. I still think the tower needed to be here. You abandon the other one, just tower this one. But he needs a ton of skirms to think about forcing this army away. He'll have to repair with weak vills. And
we don't have to repair with weak vills, but that's what he did anyway.
He felt like he had to. He just grabbed him and sent him over there. Okay, bit of a tricky fight now.
I mean, you are taking the bit of a fight before Castle Age upgrades come in, so honestly, that's about as good as Terz could have hoped for. But we're really just trying to find the silver linings for our green player at the moment.
Ganji was thinking he wanted to save skirms, but lost some scat HP for it. Well, the silver lining is he did click up to the Castle Age, and he is Byzantines, right? You always got to be scared of Byzantines.
Yeah, well, the thing is, you can't full wall this map, that's sort of the whole point. So he's going to need to add in some extra TCs, but the hills at the south of this base make it really annoying to expand in that direction as more skirmishers are coming in. And it's going to be a while before you could actually get yourself safely set up from all of the units that are going to be continuing to flood across the map here from blue.
Yeah, now the knight's there for Ganji. He has bloodlines, no armor though, just doing the attack upgrade. I guess you don't need the armor against the feudal skirms.
Doesn't really matter right now.
Only matters by 0.25 damage if the skirm has a hill advantage.
So it doesn't really matter that much. Moral of the story, Spearman getting some extra hits in. But yeah, I mean, it's looking really rough for Terz still. He wants to switch into camels if possible, but he just doesn't have that tech set up at all.
Yeah, spear pokes down the knights. And the skirms just run away as the spear numbers are dwindling. And I think Terz, maybe he just wants to reach the castle age and make a play for camels. That's about the only thing he can hope for, but it'll be camels when his only gold is from the market. He does have a ton of food to sell, at least.
Oh, never mind. I didn't see the stables at the back of his base. But yes, they are here. Camels will come in. You really want to be able to go camels in early Castle Age as Byzantines. Oh no, the foxes and the chicken coop T-West.
Foxes and chickens don't interact with each other. Other than pathing.
In real life, they do.
And you could maybe use foxes as part of a funnel. That'd be cool.
Oh, jeez. But yeah, look how cheap those Byzantine camels are. He's got a ton of them queued up. He's gonna need them, though. There are 9 knights on the field already. You have wheelbarrow coming in. Now, Ganji is sticking on the 1 TC for now, so it's still gonna be a low eco approach. And this feels like it actually plays into the hands of Byzantines. Okay, there's a second TC.
Yeah, he's kind of stabilizing a bit now that he has 3 stables pumping out camels. He's still worried about all that eco damage he took, but at the end of the day, it's only a 4 vil difference. It's Ganji only, I say only, with a grain of salt, but only has 6 vil kills.
Again, it was a situation that one would think the game is basically over. You're over an entire Castle Age research time ahead of your opponent. But now, I mean, look at this. The camels are in sufficient numbers, even without any blacksmith upgrades, to shoo away the knights. It's exactly where Byzantines want to be, is either a bunch of skirmishers in early Castle Age or a bunch of camels. And that's exactly what's happening, and it feels like Terz is fine.
And he also never went for a forward workshop when he had that timing advantage, too. And now Byzantines are a great monk civ, and still no siege. No anything from Terz that can really fight the composition. He's only going knights. And maybe with enough knights, he can simply overwhelm the camel numbers. But you have to take good fights with the knights to do that. And you also have to make sure the camels don't kill your TC villagers.
We'll get one. That's going to be the first villager death of Ganji this game. Okay, well, another one.
Don't look
big
now.
counterattack, though, with the knights.
Don't look now, but the vil counts are just about the same. There's no bow saw for Ganji.
Yeah, the eco upgrades are solid for Terz. The knights are swarming in, but I mean, it's so easy to mass-produce Byzantine camels.
Yep, and enough camels at home to defend against the knights, too. That wood line
he's going to take the fight T-West.
Annoying.
It's okay now, but I feel like with reinforcements right there for Terz, it's not something that's sustainable.
Yeah, Ganji has to pull away from that fight. And I think Terz may have just done enough to get into a position to hold on. I mean, Byzantines from this point forward, yeah, they don't have the farms that the Khmer do, but they have the cheaper trash units. They have a very versatile composition. Maybe they have that late game weakness to elephants, but the Khmer won't be able to pump them out like the Malay can.
We will have to see. Ganji is doing a very good job of bringing back injured knights to get healed. Of course, camels being faster than knights are going to make that much more annoying. Oh, did you see that block right there? Oh, that was cute.
I didn't catch it. What was blocked?
Camel was about to deal the finishing blow onto a knight, but the other knight ran interference and saved the 1 HP knight so it could get healed by the monks.
Okay, I think I caught that. My brain didn't. That's a lot of camels now.
It sure is. Third TC going to be coming here to the south. It's really annoying to expand to these locations with the tiny hills. But again, if both civs are existing, Byzantines are probably pretty happy. They're like, you're just still slowly building up that economy. That said, Ganji did add the eco, so the pressure wasn't as good as it could have been. I think we could argue. At the same time, he's on 3 TCs faster. He's got a 12 vil lead. He's doing fine.
Well, I think they both do exist right now. That I think we can confirm. I think
don't know, man.
I think if you prick them, they'll bleed.
We can never be too sure about these Arabia bots these days.
That's true. Maybe Terz is just an AI playing AI civ.
Yeah, I think that checks out. Anyway, camels doing their job here. Those knights are going to do a big fat nada.
Oh,
my
they're
goodness.
gonna die.
Camels beat knights.
Oh, that was
geez.
the perfect engagement. The patrolling, the attacking. Oh, that's the thing. That's the thing of beauty right there. That's the type of thing we don't even see these days because of how janky the patrolling is.
Yeah, and it will be a forward siege workshop from Terz.
Ooh, taking some initiative.
I like it. He sees that his opponent has been falling back. He knows his opponent was adding in TCs faster than him. Now, he doesn't know that the eco upgrades are actually really good in favor of Terz, but Khmer eco is just not something you mess around with. And Terz thinks that he can take the opportunity to force an engagement closer to the base of Ganji.
Well, he has Byzantines. He's got 10 vills on stone. He could do a forward castle and think about just a cheap imp and Trebs. That should work out as good as much as people think of the Turks as a fast imp civ. I think even better for the Byzantines.
Well, they're both two of the best. Throw in Malay and Italians in there, and you're good to go with some of the very best fast imp civs in Age of Empires. Rams are coming in for Ganji.
Okay, you'll see the workshop now. I'll try to ram it down along with the pikemen. Well, he's going heavy for pikemen, right? So rams added in makes sense to support them.
Yep. Defensive monks are here as well. Remember, it's 2 monasteries for green, only the 1 for blue, but he's obviously made excellent use of it. Mangonel is out! The monks do have sanctity. That is huge, but the Mangonel does literally nothing useful. Oh man.
And if they didn't have sanctity, it would have killed 3 monks, but since they do, the pike can come forward, and Terz might lose all of the camels. I don't know who has more units there. Maybe it's Terz. There are monks healing and converting.
Byzantine healing is also super sick, especially in a protracted engagement. Stacking allowed! Oh no! Drama! Somebody hit the drama button!
I don't know who the admins are.
I mean, that was pretty ridiculous.
Game paused. Yeah, the way he's stacking is allowed. It's like it's not like he's camping on one tile. He's just patrolling into the fight.
I mean, patrol stacking is literally just how you engage in Age of Empires these days.
Yeah. I mean, it literally, like, patrolling always has been how you engage in Age of Empires.
It's just the unit behavior is not how it used to be. So it still makes things really weird. Oh, and thanks to the raid, Solified.
Welcome in, Solified viewers.
We now have to go to the judges.
To the admins? I say it's allowed.
Are you in the Discord server?
I'm not an official judge, but I still say it's allowed.
Start the game already!
Was not intentional, but should be allowed.
I check, I think no rule. Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the type of thing, right? That's just like, when you engage, that's how units behave sometimes. You can unintentionally end up patrol stacking your units like crazy.
You have to intentionally put the units on stand ground for that to happen.
Sure, but like standing ground patrol is just kind of, if you don't do that, your units just bug out. You kind of have to stand ground.
Well, yeah, but like, that's still not traditionally how you take engagements. That said, the monks are here.
Oh, is he stand ground patrol, then swap to aggressive?
Oh, Atonement is now in. You don't get Atonement as Khmer. A little bit of lag.
Okay, a little bit of lag there. And Byzantine's a much better monk civ than the Khmer. No question about that. The healing is crazy on the camels. They're standing up to pikemen because of the healing.
Yeah, it's actually an insane bonus. And it was one of those micro buffs that Byzantines got ages ago, where the Civ just kind of got slowly buffed like crazy over time. But yeah, their monk heal speed is double of what it was in AOC.
Oh, really? I never realized that. 100% faster
Yeah, it's,
instead of 50.
Yep.
That is something I'd consider putting back down to 50, honestly.
Yeah, it's especially as a team bonus. Anyway, here comes the village.
The other buff is they get town patrol now. It used to be just town watch. They get even more line of sight for their buildings.
And then there's been stuff like reducing the cost of the elite cataphract upgrade
And Logistica.
And Logistica. I mean, they've gotten a lot of small buffs over the years. Anyway, here we go. Big fight is unfolding. Knight plus pikeman, but there really aren't that many knights left. I guess that doesn't matter that much.
Oh, could the ram one hit the castle? Oh, wait, it's close. Oh, the knight blocks. The knight blocks it. The village really isn't there. Where were those villagers going? Why are they dead by the farm? I think Terz wins this fight and gets the castle up?
I don't think so.
I have no idea.
There's only one ram left, and it is a Byzantine castle. That said, it doesn't feel great. More rams can come in soon, although Ganji doesn't actually have one queued up. This is a really messy game, and honestly a fantastic series so far. Very even between the two players. Repairs are coming in. The castle's not even quite at 60%, and the vills are running out T-West.
Ganji will repair the ram, and 67%, 69, 70.
Wait,
Terz
T-West, the pikemen can't kill them. The monks heal too fast.
I'm gonna kill the monks.
Oh, it's good enough.
Terz needs... Oh, he's gonna delete the castle. He's gonna delete it.
Oh,
I thought he could have just grabbed like 20 more vills and sent them. But he loses the castle. All of a sudden, he's down by 20 vills. Ganji's doing heavy plow, and that was an absolute disaster for Terz.
Oh,
and he has to pull back.
He took such a good fight earlier, T-West, and Imp is on the way. That said, the eco advantage here for Blue is only going to increase over time. He's on 4 TCs, 110 vills, and right now, this is still looking super good for Ganji.
Guess he just didn't send enough vills. Imagine now 4 or 5 cataphracts from a forward castle fighting the pikemen. They'd be massacring the pikemen.
Now, the imp advantage is still going to be very good for Terz, and, I mean, no reason to say that it's not, but, of course, Imperial Age is so much more powerful of an advantage if you're forward. And obviously, Terz now is going to be on the back foot. He's defending it against a bunch of pikemen, and the production's going to be looking very good for Ganji, who's actually also going to click up right now.
Terz looking at a conversion on a knight. And now it's
light
just
coming
defense. Just pure defense.
And both civs have kind of this odd dynamic where there isn't an obvious army composition for you to go for. One, because Byzantines are focused on countering their opponent mostly. Khmer just kind of do whatever. They just have a gajillion resources. So tech-wise, the game could go in any number of directions. But right now, it's more pikemen and more cavalry.
And archers now for Ganji, so he is going to go skirms, or he knows what unit is the best in the game. Doing Bodkin and elite skirm on his way up. Be adding in skirms from home. And some more. Barracks denied at 98.58% for Terz.
Tragic.
And it's only going to be a little over a minute of an advantage in Imp. Which is, he'll click Heavy Camel, maybe?
But that's not going to do any good versus the pikemen. Yeah, this is going to be a real problem. As right now, Ganji, he knows he has the advantage. He's just leaning on Terz. He's killed 44 villagers this game, T-West. That is huge. Stables coming in, and right now, Ganji is just going to need to vomit units at Terz, and he'll probably break.
I'm sure his stomach is very upset right now, so...
Oh, he needs some antacid stat. Guys, the Ganji's army is past its expiration date. He is going to be vomiting units all over the place. Khmer are the raw milk of AoE Civ.
Yeah. Ganji will be not putting any restrooms in his Roller Coaster Tycoon Park to get...
Oh,
he won't be hiring any handymen.
Oh, no.
Be spears and skirms all forward.
Oh, and I mean, it was looking really, really tough earlier from Ganji. It was a super good fight with the Byzantine monks healing all those camels, but the follow-up just was not quite what it needed to be. And Ganji, still only 3 villagers lost this game, 7,000 more resources. He's going to switch into Arbalests, and this game is almost certainly going to be going the way of blue.
And now the eco is non-existent for Terz. He can't take the farms. He's desperate not to have vills in the TCs. He wants a castle. Ganji blocked the foundation.
Whatever.
GG. And that's Ganji now. Takes the lead after losing game 1. Comes back and wins against, of all civs, the Byzantines.
Yeah, honestly, really good game. The feudal age pressure from Ganji was very well done. Byzantines, they're a very good civ for the map, for sure. But you have to play a style that does make you a little bit more vulnerable to early pressure, and Terz didn't have a great map, which was also an issue. Castle Age timing difference honestly should have been game-winning in and of itself for Ganji. Terz was able to claw his way back, but just a very poorly advised castle drop.
I mean, I don't know if it was poorly advised. I think if he goes up, he gets Imp and gets Trebs, then he wins the fight better. And that might have actually won him the game, but maybe he just didn't have enough vills. Maybe he didn't get the right read on the armies. It was still very close, but ultimately not enough to get himself up with the forward Trebs he wanted.
Well, both this game and the last game really did feel like they were on a razor's edge for several moments.
They did. They've been swinging wildly.
So we'll have to see. Okay, regular old Arabia is going to be next.
Regular old Arabia.
And it is not the Mapuche versus the Chinese, despite what the spec dashboard says.
Is it wrong again? What will it be?
There has to be something where you're like one civ off, because it says it's Mapuche, but it's really Mayans, and they're right next to each other.
Maybe there's an API change that's unaccounted for.
Yeah. Not Arabia, yeah. I think
Not
the other
Arabia.
map is... Oh, here it is. So yeah, game 1's on hyper random. And you also have the option for the clown maps, other than Arena, Bosmo, Coast Arena, Zong, and Zawal, whereas the other hamster maps are Crownwood, Morass, Land Madness, which we just saw, Serengeti, and then Arabia.
That's a very good clown pool.
I mean, it's just a good map pool in general.
Yeah, maybe it should be more like clowns versus clowns.
Clowns versus clowns?
Yeah, like Masters of Arena.
Yeah, oh wow. We all wish Masters Arena would return to us.
That'd be the best tournament.
Yep.
Happy Leaves already responded. Something must have went wrong during the server issues earlier. We'll check. All right, Happy Leaves is on it. Imagine if
Happy Leaves is
Microsoft
always on it.
responded with such alacrity to their issues.
Well, you know, something,
Ooh.
small indie company.
You know what, Orlu? This isn't just Arabia. This is KOTD Arabia by the looks of those 6 rugs around the TCs.
Indeed it is. Was KOTD 6 the last one, or is that the upcoming one?
That was the last
If
one.
there is... Okay. I can never keep track of anything these days. Anyway, classic, well, I guess modern classic Arabia matchup. Chinese weren't all that popular back in AOC, but modern classic, Mayans for Ganji, Chinese for Terz. Do you have a favorite here, T-West?
I feel like everyone always says the Chinese are the best civ on Arabia these days. But the Maya, I mean, they're still the Maya, right? Well, I mean, I guess they are now the Maya. They used to be the Mayans.
They're always the Mayans. Does that make me racially insensitive? Not really, because they're both grammatically correct.
Doesn't one refer to the people and the other the language somehow?
Again, it's somewhat interchangeable, my understanding is. But it's like, if we really wanted to go with the the native pronunciation. Like, we wouldn't call them the Aztecs, we'd call them the Mexica.
I clicked Mapuche instead of Maya. That's because the dashboard says Mapuche. Fix that. Thank you.
They're in Germany. They're the Maiar. No, the Maiar are like Gandalf and Sauron.
No, it's with an A instead of an E, I think.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Did you see there's a high-level player? I don't know if it's a new person I haven't seen before, or if it's like a Smurf, but there's Gilgalad.
I literally played against Gilgalad yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
It was a good game, too. He was a nice guy.
Did you leave him dead on the slopes of Mount Doom? Like in the movies?
I left him dead on the slopes of Arena.
Oh, okay, that's even better. Yeah, imagine if Sauron had just, like, walled in Mount Doom properly. He left a hole.
I mean, yeah, it took frickin' Gondor to build the Black Gate in the first place.
Arena doesn't have slopes. The ladder arena has slopes, Arbase. The ladder arena has slopes.
Yes, it does.
That
for
is
some reason.
It's like that itself is reminiscent of Sauron. Take something and you corrupt it.
I mean, that's like going full Melkor right there. Anyway, nothing too crazy happening so far. I've always been in the camp that Mayans and Chinese are great, and quibbling about which one's better is kind of pointless because they're both good.
Well, the Maya, they can have a lot of crossbows, a lot of skirms. This is also the classic Regicide Fortress matchup too, Chinese Maya.
Yep. Isn't it crazy that Mayans, like, other than the Obsidian Arrow stuff, have barely needed to have their formula changed in 20 years? Like, Mayans just work.
Well, they were nerfed, right? The plumes are more expensive. And
then plumes are more expensive, and
they got Eagle
resource bonus. And yeah, I mean, Eagle Scouts, and then you have the eco bonus was nerfed a bit. Walls were nerfed a bit, which definitely hurt Mayans because of the discount.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's not like they haven't been changed. Yeah, they were renamed. But like, the point is, the actual formula for Mayans and how the Civ plays has literally not been changed in 20 years.
All right, chat. We got to edit, or no one know this. We got a trivia question for chat. The Maya unique tech for extra HP for the Eagles was originally called El Dorado. What is it called now?
Do you want me to tell you?
No, that's for the chat. Chat's got to answer.
Ah.
Oh, this.
It is indeed Hulkins.
Hulkins. I was thinking of putting that in the quiz. I didn't know if anyone would know it. Maybe next time we got a kill time before finals, we'll add that to the quiz.
There was the one movie about the Mayans in like 2006, and the AoE 3 Mayans, the Native Americans, like, you could build a trading post on their settlements. They were largely based off of that movie, and the unit was actually the Mayan Hulkin Spearman.
Ah, okay. Some AoE 3 tidbits. Remember that? Remember when they added the Inca to AoE 3?
I wouldn't know because my town center died before I could even see them in the game.
Oh, that was great. They did like a double Inca thing, and or when it was defeated, it was under 3 minutes and 30 seconds. You were defeated.
Yep. The Swedes? You mean the Rigadoos?
Yeah, didn't they have like that weird swordsman pike unit that was just like OP when they added them?
Oh, they had the one unit that does everything. They had the Carolean.
Yeah, it could like build stuff, right? Like it would lame you.
Could it do that?
Strong. I think
no, that was the Chusky. I thought that could, which is kind of what the Chompy was based off of. The Janissary? No. AoE 3 Ottomans were a very skill-intensive civilization.
Were they the Autoville one?
Yes. Then you just made Janissaries.
Yeah. So it looks like we're just going to have a bit of an archery range there from Ganji, stable from Terz, so nothing too fancy here. Standard, very hamster game where you wall yourself up on the open map.
Well, it's even better than that. You rush up to Feudal Age and then do nothing with it. Like, you just literally do nothing.
Yeah. Well, a difficult map, though, for Ganji with the forward gold. His woods will be safe, and he does have a second gold and a pretty decent TC spot. But that main gold is out in the middle of nowhere. Nothing but a couple of cacti to stare at as his vills cower in the fear of potential raids when they're not walled.
The backstone is nice, though, and these are certainly two civilizations that can rely on their unique unit a lot over the course of the game. Although I guess I feel like we don't really see Chukonu all that much anymore because Fire Lancers exist.
Yeah, and I mean, we don't really see plumes all that much anymore either.
I guess they still see them sometimes. Still, nothing too crazy going on. Eco lead for Terz, as you would expect from Chinese. It's still fine with Mayans, and their units are so much cheaper anyways that it's not really a big deal so far either way.
Yeah, 1 extra vill versus 3 extra vills, so the Maya kind of offset the Chinese bonus just a bit by their own bonus.
And you get the longer lasting resources. Chinese get the discounted techs. I mean, both civs have great economies. Chinese just use that great economy to use a broad tech tree. Mayans have a very narrow tech tree, but they have strong discounts and efficient units.
So Ganji paused, his headset died, so he needs a minute. Why is Terz doing an egg wall instead of going to the edge of the map? That is a good question. And I think that actually would have been much better to go to the edge of the map than the wall he's doing here, considering he went to the other edge. You have the whole quarter to himself, gold there. It'd be a shorter wall. Just do like 3 or 4 houses and have a house wall. I think he's just too worried about microing the scouts. He's not paying attention to his walls.
Yeah, you kind of think that you have space here because your opponent is Mayans, so they don't really have the speed to like run in with a bunch of scouts and get you, but whatever.
Yeah, and you just saw the archer rush, right? So you know where the army is, and you know you have time.
Yeah.
You're paying attention.
Well,
so what do you
hopefully
think
the
of...
headset will get put back
Yeah,
in.
hopefully it gets fixed. Hopefully it's not like that time Margugu broke his glasses and didn't have a backup pair.
I knew exactly what you were going to say before you said it. It's like, yep.
So, have you ever played any of the Age of Mythology DLCs? Because they have like 3 new DLCs for it, right?
I played the Chinese one and wasn't very impressed by it.
Yeah.
But
they're Japanese and Aztec ones too, right?
Yes. Did you play them?
I did not. The Aztec one is a big improvement, is it? I feel like when I play Age of Mythology, like, when there are new civs, it kind of makes me just hesitate to play it. There's just so much random stuff that gets added that you don't know what it is. And then you're playing the game and you see something and it's like, oh, what's that?
I mean, it's just the new civs are all so different that it's a lot harder to keep track of. Yeah, I really don't like this tower location, actually.
It's kind of necessary on the gold, I think. Maybe the other side's better.
I mean,
wherever it is,
you're still going to get pressured by Terz in early Castle Age, almost certainly.
Maybe he'll do a second tower on the front. He does have 3 vills on stone, or he's sending 3 over there now.
Well, it's a little bit weird, but at the end of the day, nothing terribly impactful has happened. At the very least, Ganji is going to be developing a stronger army, in that he's already going for his discounted archers. They're going to become a very powerful timing opportunity in early Castle Age. But that's actually 3 villagers going over to Stone T-West, so maybe we will be seeing some plumed archers. They are very good versus Chinese.
He's long-distance mining stone. Did he just forget? He has the wood for a mining camp.
Well, it's a market.
I mean, it could just be for a TC. That's true. We'll give him the stone for a TC. Maybe it's just to sell.
It's kind of weird that you do that right now, unless, yeah, you are selling it because you can't build another TC for quite some time yet.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, market there. He doesn't have enough to sell his way up yet. I think it's a bit more time.
Yeah. A little bit weird, but it's kind of one of those things that at the end of the day, it's basically playing out just fine for both players. I mean, this is the... It's so interesting, right? Because, you know, down at our pleb level, the Arabia is very aggressive. You know, people are just going at you and adding in units and towering you and just trying to kill you. Here, it's like nobody wants to commit to anything. And so they're not. But they're also not playing super greedy either. They're getting themselves walled up and getting upgrades.
Yeah, every game is a GG well-walled, it feels like.
But it's like opposite of how Viper used to play, right? Like Viper would actually play greedy. You know, not invest in army, not invest in defense, and just try and add as much eco as possible. This is just, they're still investing a fair amount into stuff. It's just not to do anything useful with.
Well, if Viper would have that, like, very defensive, boomy play style, kind of the same thing that Hera does, but it'd be completely different, because he'd just, like, boom and react. He wouldn't have, like, army to defend.
Well, and Hera usually gets his advantage by having a perfect early game and taking very strong early fights. Whereas Viper would get an advantage by having a larger economy over the course of a game.
You just quick wall.
Yep.
And then distract himself and fall behind and come back.
Well, as things happen, Terz got one villager kill. Hooray for him and all that. He's on his way up to Castle Age. His eco is going to be a lot better going forward. He's got the horse collar upgrade, and even he's got the Chinese farms.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy
And
how I think Arena is actually the more aggressive map than Arabia these days.
Oh, it absolutely is. It's also the one with a lot more variety in terms of the units you can play.
I mean, they're both just skirms, right? Just like every map, just skirms.
Yeah, but it's also, you know, monks. You can still actually go for, like, cavalry pushes.
Maybe we just need more games on Fernando to break it up.
Which one's Fernando?
That's the islands map.
Oh, yeah. Didn't everyone hate that?
You know, it was less bad after the water changes than it was in the qualifier.
What were the water changes?
Just the docks don't shoot arrows in the Dark Age and shoot fewer arrows in Feudal. So your docks are not as defensive. So you can't just get away with a fast castle like you could.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I love people who open
crossover on the way.
Arena.
Siege Workshop's on the way. Double stable, triple stable even here for Terz. This is not something we see very often.
That should kind of counter this, right? Like, triple stable should be a good opening against a workshop opening.
Nope, this is the problem, though, TUS. This is why we don't have cav play anymore. Look at this. Elite Skirmisher and Padded Archer armor coming in. Back in the day, if you wanted to play cav in early Castle Age, you wouldn't bother getting those upgrades. Now, every single game, no matter what, you need to get Skirmisher upgrades or crossbow upgrades.
Yeah, well, Skirmisher, Bodkin even, so no bloodlines, no armor, despite triple stable. And that is awkward for Terz, I think, to say the least. Because he spent so much wood investing to triple stable and isn't even making a single knight yet.
I mean, getting to Knight Skirm as Chinese in mid-game versus mines, that's not a bad thing at all. Like, in fact, that's quite a good thing. But it's like, you put all of this investment now into Skirmisher upgrades, then it's like, you're not really doing anything with your cavalry. Your eco setup isn't really designed for making a lot of knights as well, so it's just getting really weird. Whereas Ganji is Mayans making archers at a 20% discount. Like, this is super efficient.
Yeah, he's not going to complain about making archers, even if his opponent's on skirms, so just add mangonels.
Yep.
And no redemption anymore for the Chinese, and also no redemption for the Maya, so no mangonel conversions. And gonna get a shot. Terz will dodge.
This is what frustrates me so much about the meta TUS. It's like, you want to go triple stable knight. Like you, I was really excited because, like, okay, your opponent won't have that many crossbowmen, but nope. Skirms. No friendly Vil to repair, though.
Yeah. And I know it's maybe different from our point of view than it is in game, but it feels like Triple Stable Knight would have actually been a really good opening here against Mangonel Crossbow.
Oh, yeah. Especially because the second range was very late.
How did that shot miss?
Again, one of those meta shifts that we've seen over the years is that ranges are coming in later and later and later, so your opponent wouldn't have the archer mass that they necessarily would need to deal with all that, but as it stands, turns out when you're making one thing, it's much easier than trying to sort of do two things, and Ganji's just crushing this.
Oh, is this TC going to be denied? Oh, the Vils are all weak. The TC's at 94%.
Yeah.
Oh, it's down. More Vils on the way. Ganji will focus them. Rocket Cart goes down. Oh, this TC goes up finally, but two Mangonels have a hill near it.
Yeah, you got Bosaw coming in now here from Terz. He's still ahead by 500 resources. The score isn't that bad, but now things are going to be looking a lot grimmer in terms of trying to stop this. You have more Mangonels coming forward. You still have the two alive. You need to add in rocket carts, but rocket carts are, for some reason, super expensive.
Ooh, we got to market too for Terz, so he can add some trade carts to his Triple Stable Knights and try to counter the Mangonels with them. Because right now he is 3 military to 28. And that's where the Maya want to be, right? They get the crossbow numbers up, they take one fight, and then they snowball and continually have more units produced. And then they get imp maybe for a power spike at some point if the game ends up dragging on and they don't win immediately.
Yeah, Ballistics now coming in. I mean, this is just classic Mayan stuff right here from Ganji. 1 TC, this is hyper aggressive, but he still has a better eco. The resources will likely switch pretty soon here due to the 8 villagers killed from before. And right now the Mangonels are going to be here, and I mean, these need to be some exceptionally good fights here for Terz.
Shot it.
And the crossbows are going to pick off some Vils that had been walling. Ballistics 4 seconds away, so the Vil survives. Ganji will just open the palisades so we can keep moving through.
Yeah, glancing hit right there onto the two of the Mangonels. Still have to be careful. That is actually kind of weird. Good movement, though, here from Ganji, for sure. Oh! 2 for 1. Oh, no, 2 for 2. Never mind.
There's some skirms in the wood line. Ganji is there. He's picking off more Vils. He's getting 7 Vil lead, 8 Vil lead. And a second TC for him, too, on that spot by the gold in the wood line at home. So everything, I think, working out well for Ganji. Also, Terz, maybe, still such a weird wall from him. That now Ganji can hang out in the back. Just chill there.
Getting back to the idea of using the triple stable, especially because this game, it was actually a little bit of a different eco setup than you normally had on Modern Arabia, where it's like fewer villagers for you to afford cavalry. In this game, Terz got both horse collar and wheelbarrow before clicking up. So his food income was actually very good relative to what you normally see on Arabia, so he would have been much better positioned to go for the knights than I think he probably realized there.
And crossbows going down to...
Somebody attack! Somebody do something!
I just got some rocket carts and crossbows dancing around them. No, they're dancing on the front of the base. They're clearing each other out.
Well, you get the kill there, I guess. Eco upgrades are still better for Terz.
There, I mean, Chinese eco is still good. But, I mean, Ganji's moving forward. He still has that crossbow mass in the back of the base. But that's still a risk, though. If one rocket cart shot lands, all the crossbows just melt instantly. And
like
there it is.
That.
There it is. Pick the repair bills, though. It's still micro. Now he's paying attention, though. Well, once he tanks one shot, he pays attention. And you can't get the second.
I mean, the eco is a mess. Ganji did a really good job of spreading out those archers and then just getting a villager kill here and there, and that adds up over time. I mean, it's like, oh, okay, get 2 more villagers, and now suddenly you're looking at a 10 villager lead. Yes, the eco upgrades aren't as good, but you've also disrupted your opponent's economy a ton.
Yeah.
You just need to start taking better fights.
Yeah, Ganji's eco is weird. He's got 34 vills on gold. And, like, no farms, only 6 on food despite 2 TCs. Or despite 3 TCs. So what's he gonna do with all that gold?
Beautiful micro there from Ganji, though. Sniped all the vills that were there to repair, is now just within the rocket cart's minimum range. That's very messy. More skirms are having to be trained. And, yeah, I mean, Terz is still in a terrible spot.
Yeah, but now, there we go. Ganji buying 500 food. He's actually gonna go imp soon, buying 1,000 total food, selling wood, and he's up to imp. And this is what the Maya can do. They can play that low eco imp build simply for the cheap archer line, do bracer, and then kind of win the game just from imp timing.
Well, I mean, honestly, it's not that bad of an eco. I mean, yeah, the eco upgrades are bad, but he's still on 74 vills, which is enough for Mayans. For a moment, it looked like Terz was actually going to do like a huge flood of knights, and okay, he's going to do so now, but he basically needs to win the game in the next couple minutes before the imp upgrades come in, and this is probably still too late for that.
Yeah, once the imp upgrades come in, if you have a decent number of crossbows, at least with bracer, you will absolutely massacre Castle Age knights. Terz would need a large number of knights and a really good fight, and the timing before the triple of bracer chemistry Arball is afforded.
That feels like it's just a little too much to ask for here for Terz. Vil actually goes down. Mangonel didn't take any damage whatsoever. And it is just going to be all the archers. Ganji did a beautiful job of picking up all the relics as well, so great diligence from him there. And again, like, this game needs to end in favor of Terz very, very soon, and I just don't see that happening.
You need some very good and very quick Mangonel or rocket cart shots. The Mangonel survives thanks to the repair vills. And the hill's very hard to push. More repairs.
It seems like Terz is having trouble keeping up with this. You're microing your heart out there, but you could have just set the knights in and cleaned up everything anyway. Now they're going to be archers in the back of your base, and again, this is just working closer and closer to the victory for Ganji.
And again, there's nothing to defend those vills in the wood line on the back. Rocket carts have basically stalled out in the middle due to the numbers of crossbows, but here comes the raid. Ganji's in the back, and Terz is going to lose a ton of vills on that wood line. They have to run, but Ballistics is there, and he's got nowhere to run. There's Imp.
And that should be GG, honestly.
I say Terz is going to fight it out. I think he's going to try to force a bracer from Ganji. He will clean some crossbows in the back.
Yeah, there's bracer coming in, though, and I mean, you're at 30% discount on your crossbowmen. You are just going to make way too many crossbowmen for you to possibly lose anything. And from there, it's just about patrolling across the map. There's no defensive castle or anything, so there's nothing that would stop a forward castle. And this is going to be all done soon. There we go.
There's the GG. And Ganji, in a very close set, will come back to win 3-1 after dropping the first game. A couple of pretty crazy games there, especially that arena one. It was very back and forth.
Yeah, those are some good ones. Some just small mistakes here and there from Terz that Ganji was able to punish and get himself that 3-1 win. Really clean final game from him, not making any huge blunders. And I mean, he was able to win on the more aggressive maps too. So I mean, definitely able to take those wins there, and that was a very fun set. So thanks for getting me to cast it, T-West.
And technically he was the clown, so the clown will advance to face in the next round to face Lewis.
Oh boy. Lewis is the clown, right?
I think he's the hamster. Anyway, tomorrow morning at 12 GMT, there's Gabby versus Timo in this event. I might try to cast that if I'm awake then, but it is early.
Oh, that's so early for me. That is early.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for the codecast, Ornlu. I need the support when I can't talk due to the smoke.
Yeah.
I hope that you survive too. I will have the World Cup finals
okay right now
in the smoke tomorrow right next to me, so that'll be interesting.
Oh boy. Well, best of luck to you, man.
All right. I'll end the combined chat, and we'll see you soon. Ornley, take care.
Bye-bye.
Alright. The fire is still really bad. So the air quality got better overnight, but has now gotten worse, and it should be, like, permanently getting better overnight tonight. It just rained a bit. Let me check if it's improved a bit since the afternoon. I've got my AQI website ready to go. Nope, it's still in the red. Still qualified as unhealthy. But I am seeing on the map there's a big group of orange and then yellow, and even some green in the surrounding areas, where the surrounding areas were all past red into purple and then magenta the past few days. My air quality got into, I think, the mid-200s. Last time this happened, it was in the 600s. But that didn't affect me as much. This seemed to affect me more. The air was terrible, so the smoke slowed down, of course. That's how everything works. So anyway, thank you all for watching Twitch and YouTube. We'll be back tomorrow, if not in the morning, if I don't wake up in time, sometime in the evening. And I will see you all later. We'll find someone on Twitch whom we can raid. I take it Ornley's probably going to go off too, so